Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Don Lemon, you're not doing so well, baby. Don Lemon got fired, and so did Tucker Carlson. What is going on in network TV news? But it's more. Don Lemon is hinting that he is going to sue CNN. And CNN and Don Lemon are getting into an argument on Twitter. I can understand Don airing out his grievances, but why is CNN on Twitter literally letting those Twitter fingers sing? And also, Tucker Carlson got fired. This is right on the heels of Fox News having to pay almost $1 billion to Dominion Voting. All right? $1 billion almost was paid. Anyway, really quick, let's get into this news, okay? So anyway, CNN announced that that Don Lemon had been fired from CNN, okay? And it was announced on all the gossip sites. So it lets us know that CNN released all this information, okay? Don Lemon then immediately went on. Now, I do have to say this because I've been watching this beef from the sidelines. The new owners have been after him for a while, and him agreeing to do that morning show with those two women co-hosts, that's what caused this, right? People said that they were aiming for him from the start, and all he had to do was stay on this evening show by himself to avoid that, but for some reason he didn't want to. Moreover, Don Lemon then posted, "I was informed this morning by my agent that I had been terminated by CNN. I'm stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. It's clear that there are some larger issues at play." This is where people are saying that he is basically threatening to sue because there are larger issues at play. He said, "With that said, I want to thank my colleagues and the many teams I've worked with for an incredible run. They are the most talented journalists in the business." And he says he wishes them all the best. And we're going to get into what these larger issues are at play. However, CNN then replied, "Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter." Okay, first of all, he was offered a chance to meet with management after he got fired. Is that what you do? Well, of course you're meeting with management after you got fired. They're going to hand you a cardboard box and make you do the walk of shame with the security guards. What type of statement is this? They also released a hit piece in Variety magazine. Get a load of this mess. Don Lemon's misogyny at CNN exposed, malicious texts, mocking female coworkers, and diva-like behavior. To which I was like, oh my God, I had no idea this was all going on. Until the first opening sentence back in 2008. I said, okay, so CNN does look like they were gunning for them because let's be real, CNN rolled hard for the Kuma brothers. They rolled hard for the pervy CEO. The fact that problematic CNN is ready to let somebody go over this mess. Anyway, they said that for months, this is what they're saying back in 2008. For months, tensions between the pair kept mounting. They're referring to Don Lemon and Kira Phillips, right? This is back in 2008. They said on more than one occasion, a live from producer and newsroom supervisor had to pull Don off air during a commercial break because the anchor's provocative antics, not unlike his recent declaration that Nikki Haley isn't a viable president candidate because she isn't in her prime. Amid that charged atmosphere, they say Don disrespected colleague Nancy Grace on air and Saulette O'Brien during an editorial meeting attended by roughly, what? They say his antipathy toward Phillips was particularly concerning and had many members of the close-knit Atlanta news team on edge. Get this. Kira went away to Iraq to cover it. When she returned from Iraq, things only got weirder. One night, while dining with members of the news team, she received the first of two threatening text messages from an unknown number on her flip phone that warned, "Now you've crossed the line and you're going to pay for it." They said she was visibly rattled and quickly enlisted CNN's higher ups to identify the sender. Get this, while Phillips was on assignment in Iraq, a high-profile gig that Lemon wanted, he vented his disappointment at being passed over by tearing up pictures and notes on top of and inside Phillips' desk in a news pod they shared. Okay. Anyway, they said remarkably, those texts were traced back to Dom, according to those same sources. The Human Resources investigation was launched, and while the findings were never disclosed to a growing pool of staffers who were aware of the situation, Don abruptly quit his co-anchor duties with that girl and moved to the weekends. Again, so you knew him. And here's the thing. They said it was a demotion by any objective measure and understood to be some kind of disciplinary action. It appears to be the last time he was paired with a female co-anchor until his most recent assignment on CNN This Morning with Don Lemon, Poppy Harlow, and Caitlin Collins. Let me just say this, right? They were gunning for him. They wanted him fired. Now, I'm not saying he didn't deserve to be fired because, Don, you was truly, right? You were truly on one. But I look at CNN. It looks like this first time you barely did anything. Even the way they're covering their backs being like, oh, no, that time was clearly a disciplinary action. Was it? But if you knew he had all these problems with women, forget about why didn't you fire him. Maybe they had their reasons. I don't know what. But why did you have him around other women? If I was the co-anchors and all those people that said that they experienced, why aren't you suing CNN for putting you in that situation when they know? Anyway, a spokesperson said that Don says the alleged incident never occurred and he was never notified of any investigation. CNN cannot corroborate the alleged events from 15 years ago. So let me get this straight. They're saying all this stuff happened, but in the next paragraph, they're saying that Don said that didn't happen and CNN can't corroborate. So CNN doesn't have any proof that they put him on disciplinary action or that he was pulled. Yeah. Again, there was those comments with Nikki Haley. I don't know what those comments are. Again, they read it, but I never saw that actual moment, so I don't want to go out and speak on it, on whether he was saying that she's no longer relevant because she's not in the political sphere or whether it was due to her age. If it was because of her age, that's unacceptable. They're saying that Don was, as fast as you could make a rule, he would bend it. Y'all, this is a hit piece. Someone high up wanted Don fired, and it looked like Don fired, and it looked like they got their way. He should have stayed on his own TV show. Yeah, this is so odd. This is so odd. They also said, this is the last thing I want to actually say. They said some colleagues questioned his journalistic ethics. In 2021, Justice Somal testified in court that he first learned that Chicago police doubted his story about being a victim of a MAGA-inspired attack after received a text message warning him from Don Lemon. As a result, Don opted not to hand his phone records over to cops. Yeah, I don't know about this. There has to be more to the story. Dom is going at it with them on Twitter. I'm sure we'll hear about what it is by noon. You guys, let me know what before I forget, you guys know Tucker Carlson also got fired, right? Tucker Carlson is a little bit more straightforward. I believe that he actually got fired because it seems like Fox is really, really mad at them. There were secret recordings that they had between him and Dominion lawyers that they got hold of and that made the case impossible for Fox News to win. And Tucker Carlson was the main one on that network pushing that conspiracy theory about the ballot machines, right? He almost cost that company, well, actually, he did cost that company, Fox News, close to $1 billion, right? Again, he was either fired or it was literally part of the settlement for $1 billion. Fox News said that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor. His last program was Friday, April 21st. Oh, he got fired on his day off and will air live at 8 p.m. starting this evening as an interim show helmed by rotating Fox News personalities until a new host is named. Y'all, yeah, Fox is pissed. This was a cold way to fire him. I don't know what happens, but you know what can happen to a more horrible person. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments about this whole mess. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.